Good morning, everyone. Or no one. I'm just having the minute before we start, just looking at a place where kind of means a little bit to me. I got married right there that you're looking at right there in that spot. Right there at that spot. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the story of that spot. So we are at the Creation Park, Creation State Park. And I'm just going to pan over a little bit. That bridge is the bridge that I walked down to get married. Oop. And that's where I met my lovely husband on the day of our wedding. I love that. Now I got to figure out how to turn this around. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. So I love to tell the story of my husband and I's wedding spot. We didn't want to get married in a church, and we didn't want to do it on the beach. I mean, the church would have been great, but we really wanted to be out in nature because we both love nature so much. And we just couldn't find a place that we really were happy with. And I was driving to work one day, and it was a drizzly day, overcast, raining actually, not too hard. And I pull into this Creation Park, and I went up and I talked to the people that work here, and I said, I'm looking for a place to get married. And they said, well, we're going to show you a nice spot that you can get married at. And they brought me to this location. And it was early morning, it was rainy, overcast, drizzly, and I stood in the middle of that mound, and I said, this is it. So I told my husband about it. And he's like, that's awesome, I'd love to go see it. So I was bringing my maid of honor here one day, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and I called my husband and I said, we're going to go over and I'm going to show her the spot. Would you like to join me? And he's like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm all the way up in Fort Myers. And I said, okay, that's okay. So another time I'm coming here with my mother, and I was like, called my husband, and I was like, honey, I'm going to run over there to the Creation. I'm going to show my mom where we're going to get married. And I said, would you like to join me? And he said, oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm all the way in Naples. I can't go. And I was like, okay. So a couple days later or whatever, he comes home and he said, honey, I went to that spot today and I think it's perfect. And I was like, gosh, it was raining all day. He goes, yeah, it was raining when I was there, but it was okay. I love the spot. And the first time that my husband and I met on that mound was a beautiful 73 degrees, and the day was sunny, and I just think it's beautiful because we both saw it under stormy skies, and when we came together, it was just a beautiful sunny day. So I love that story because, I don't know, it feels like it was meant to be. But what's cool about the Creation State Park is it's a place where you can go walk around, see the sights, you can go canoeing and stuff like that. But the Creation, if you look it up, they were like I don't want to say a cult, because it wasn't. They were like Amish. And I think they lived with the Amish community beforehand, but they believed that the earth encompassed the sun. And so the sun was in the center and the earth revolved around the sun. And that was part of their belief. And I mean, they had other beliefs, with God-like and the Amish community and stuff like that. But that's what they believed. That was like their main belief that people tend to remember them for, is the way they thought the earth encompassed the sun. So it's kind of cool. They've got some old historic buildings here. They've got a general store and an amphitheater that's kind of torn down a little bit, but you can still walk into the buildings and see the historical ways that it is. It's kind of a really cool place. So That's the Croatian State Park. That's where we're at today. I got that beautiful tree behind me. I just love it. And so we're going to move into our studies. We're going to continue on with last week. We were working on self-discovery and awareness from the book. My friend Kara, she's like, I don't know what book you're talking about. So it's Freedom Mastery. And if you go on Amazon, you can get them. And it's, if you look up the Secret Workbook, you would find this book. And funny story, as I'm working with you guys and working on myself and doing self-growth and self-awareness and putting the intention out there that this is what I want to do, my mother and I took her to a doctor's appointment, I think it was Monday, and my mother loves to pick up, I don't want to say it's trash, it's one man's trash, another man's treasure. And so we're at the doctor's office, and there's this thrift store right behind it, and it's got all this garbage, you know, like chairs and tables and stuff they're throwing away. And my mom's like, "Ooh, let's go over there and check it out." So she just happens to look in the dumpster. Just happens, right? And there were all these books, like brand new books in the dumpster, stacks of them. And they were all books that I would be totally into. You know, there was a book that I've always wanted on dreams, because my dreams are very vivid. And sometimes when I have something that really seems to make an impact in my sleep, I get up and I always Google, what did that dream mean? And there was a dream book in there. And there was this amazing book, like brand new, The Power of Intention. And this guy's name is Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, D-Y-E-R. And it's learning to co-create your world your way. And so, I mean, the books that were in here were just amazing. And they had, all kinds of stuff in there. You know, we ended up taking all the books. I think all the books came. They were brand new, never used. It's just a shame. As somebody who tears up books, I'm like, okay, if some of these books don't relate, I'll just tear them up and make new ones out of it. But so I was reading this book, and I come across this passage, and I was like, that is so awesome. And I read it to my husband last night, and he's like, that's so deep. So it says, let's see here. It says, there is no place that is not, because everything in the universe has intention built into it. This is true for all life forms, whether it be a wild beast, a rose bush, or a mountain. A mosquito has intent built into its creation and life experience. A tiny acorn with no apparent power to think or make plans for its future contains intention from the invisible field. If you cut the acorn open, you won't see a giant oak tree, but you know it's there. Ooh, isn't that great? An apple blossom in the springtime appears to be a pretty little flower, yet it has intent built into it and will manifest in the summer as an apple. Intention doesn't err. The acorn never turns into a pumpkin or an apple blossom into an orange. Every aspect of nature, without exception, has intention built into it. And as far as we can tell, nothing in nature questions its path of intent. Nature simply progresses in harmony from the field of intention. I love that. You know, you break that acorn open, you don't see a giant oak, but you know it's there. I think it's amazing. It really is. And I think sometimes we try to fight our intention, like, I don't really want to do that. But you probably, maybe something's leading you to that. There was something else that I read, and so we're just going to go through a couple of these, and then we're going to backtrack. But these are like thought thinkers. These are thinkers. I'm cute. I always say my husband's the smart one, I'm the cute one. So when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing according to your life's purpose, doors will open up for you. So when you're on the right path, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, things just come your way. And when you fight what you're supposed to be doing, there'll be doors closed. It's just, you can't seem to get any further. You got to struggle for it. How to know you are doing your life's purpose? Well, it will come natural. You would think of it not as a job, but as a passion. That was not what I wanted. When you are open to seeing the truth and recognize or accept something, when the light bulb goes off in your mind, this seems to be the most effective way to create change. So again, that's your life intentions. If you're doing something that you don't feel like you're on the right path for, something will go off in your mind, and you'll be like, that's not what I should be doing, and I need to get back on that path. So I just thought that was so awesome. You know, I found these books, and they seem to be going align with what I am trying to do, you know, and that's what we want. We want things to flow naturally. We want things to go not as planned, but as natural as they can. And I know it's hard these days. I mean, everywhere you look, something gets in your path. You know, maybe you just need to think of it as just like, well, I'll just jump right over that. And that's what happens when we don't, I don't want to say take things too seriously, but when we don't take these negative things to heart, if we just realize that is not where we want to be, or where we want to go, or where we want to think, or what we want to hear, we just need to just jump over that and let it go and keep moving forward. Sometimes it's difficult. There are things that I don't like to discuss. We've talked about this before. And there are people in my life that just don't even think about it. They just come right out and say what without even thinking. And it's hurtful to me. And I have to learn to just get up, go do something that's going to bring me back on my intentional path. I don't want to live there, so I want to move on and continue on that path that I'm passionate about. So last week we went through the book. I don't know if any of you wrote it down, started doing your self-discovery, your awareness. I'm just going to go through the questions real quick. The first one was, what would I want to experience in life if time and money were not an issue? How do I want to grow? What do I want to contribute in this world? Who am I and why am I here? Where am I going, and how do I want to be remembered when I'm gone? If I achieved all my life goals, how would I feel? Oh, I'm so bummed I achieved all my life's goals. I'm trying to remember what. May you achieve all of your goals but one, so you continue to have something to go after. 7 of 9. Voyager. How can I feel that way along the way? Again, baby steps, accomplishments, you know. Wow, time is flying. I must be having a good time. What is most important in my life, and what do I value the most, and what am I most passionate about? So those were last week's questions. Now, today, it's we're number 8. It says, what brings me the most joy and sense of peace in my life? So what is it that you can do to get yourself in that place? Sitting outside in the woods, taking a deep breath. Most joy could be roller coasters. You love roller coasters, and that brings you joy, you know. Disney World. You know, if it wasn't for all the politics, that'd be the best place on earth. I love Disney World. And when I think about Disney World, I don't think about all the politics, all the stuff that goes on with it. I'm there for Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and all the Disney characters. That's why I am at Disney World. I don't I don't think about all that other junk. And that's what's important in life. If you can, I don't want to say put on, I don't want to say put on filters on your glasses so you don't see the real picture. But you see the picture, you just don't live in it. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, all that negative stuff, don't take it to heart. Move past it, find your joy, find your peace, and live there. It's okay to live in what I like to say, ignorance is bliss. And some people will be like, Amanda, no. Hey, I am not a realist. I am an optimist. And my thing is the glass can always be filled. And so I don't want to dwell on all that stuff. I want to dwell in harmony, in peace, in joy. That's what's going to make me more productive. That's what's going to help me move further. If I can live in a happy state. If I am grumpy, if I am angry, if I am in a negative space, I don't want to move forward. I just want to sit there and grumble. And nobody wants somebody to sit there and grumble. Eventually people will be like, I don't want to even deal with that person because they seem to be always grumpy. How many people know somebody that you just don't want to call, or you just don't want to pick up the phone because you're like, I know all I'm going to hear is negative stuff, and we don't want, if they don't want to move out of that place, there's nothing you can do to help them. Anything you come up with is going to be like, well, yeah, that's fine there, but yeah, that's fine there, but it's not going to be a happy place. So it was, what brings you the most joy and sense of peace? I love this moment. This is a beautiful place. This brings me peace. You know, I'm watching all the little bugs fly around. That brings me peace. That brings me joy. What brings you peace? Find that place. That's where you should dwell, is where it finds. When you're having a bad moment, you think of that mountain or that waterfall or that roller coaster. That'll bring a smile to your face. You're having a grumpy day and all of a sudden you just visualize yourself going down that roller coaster. Woo! And that'll make you smile. And people will be like, what are you smiling? I just went down a roller coaster. What? Went down a roller coaster. What does a successful life mean to you? You know, people say that things, money, cars, house, those are being successful. And I think the meaning has changed a little over the years on what that really means to be successful. What does that mean to your life? Successful to me is a happy home, a happy life, feeling joyful. I'm being successful in creating my own passion. What is it? How do you describe success in your life? And go deep with this. These are not just like quick little questions that you just fill out. Oh, this, and that, you know. No, go deep. What does that really mean to you? Okay. Now, these next questions, I'm kind of like up in the air about, but we're going to go through them because you might see them differently than I do. Okay? So, what do others most admire about me? Here's the thing is, I quit caring a long time ago what people thought of me because I'm very unique. I'm tacky. I'm the queen of tacky. Well, at least I used to be. I was once wearing something that was very tacky, and this guy goes, "What is that?" And I was like, "That's my purse. I like it," you know. And he says, "Well, what did he say? He said, if you don't have style, might as well go and show it off or something like that." I was like, I am the queen of tacky. So, I grew up with not a lot of friends in school, and I had short, red, spiky hair, always wore a hat. I was chubby. You know, I never thought I was very pretty. I had all these freckles on my face. So I grew up with a feeling of not fitting in. And people maybe not talking about me or not, but I learned as I got older not to really care what other people thought of me. I care about what my parents, my husband, my family, those are the people that I care that, you know, what they think of me. And sometimes it's like, I don't even care about that. I am me, and I am happy being me. And if you don't like me, then there are a lot more people out in the world you can go try to be friends with. You know, and that was a part of who are you, and why am I here? I'm here because, well, not why I'm here, but who am I? I know who I am. I am dorky, fun, happy, and so, and I like me. So, you know, what unique gift do I want to share with the world? Happiness. It's not a unique gift though. But gosh, we need more of it, don't we? We need more happiness. So go out there and smile at somebody. What are your top 5 values? So on the other question, on the other side of that, it said that. What do I value the most? And this one's saying your top 5 values. So it's kind of like repeating the question. Maybe this is like trying to ingrain these thoughts into your mind. Maybe it's just trying to get you to really concentrate. Maybe you only knew part of it over here, and then when you got here, oh yeah, there's more. And what are your top 10 achievements in life? Think about it. What are your top 10 achievements in life? So I was thinking about that because the next part, hey, whoever is there, how you doing? I got a love. I don't know why my stuff isn't coming up. I don't know. I can't see anybody here except for me. I'm the only one here. So the next part is going to be asking you to write a mission statement about your life. And, oh, hey there, Holly, how you doing there, gorgeous? My friend Kara was supposed to come on today. She was supposed to set her alarm. She didn't do it. So, so the next part is define your craft and your vision statement, or a mission statement. And I was thinking about that, and it says working on a life statement is good for many reasons. You can read it every morning, and it helps you keep you on your path. As you keep reading it every day, there might be some changes that you want to make. And so you can incorporate that. You're like, well, that doesn't mean so much to me anymore, so I can change that a little bit. So it reminds you every day of what your goals are, because remember, you want to keep those goals in mind. If we kind of get off base a little bit, we want to be able to find our way back. So that's what's nice about a mission statement, your own mission statement. We talked about that last week. Where do you see yourself in 5 minutes, 1 hour, 10 days, 3 months, a year, 5 years? So if we write a mission statement down, we can keep going back to it and reminding ourselves of where we want to go. I wish Kara was on here, because she told me the other day that they travel in a trailer. They do that full time in a trailer, moving around. And they just bought a piece of property out in Vegas, somewhere out there. And she said that a few years ago, when they were talking about doing this, her husband put out a plan. He mapped out how he wanted his land to look. And they were also writing down what they wanted to do, where they wanted to see and stuff. And it kind of got lost. They didn't even think about it. But they kept, it's what they really wanted. It was their intention to have these things. So now, years later, they have found the property, and they have created this, she said it was this circle where they want to start their home at, and they're going to be building an earth ship. And if you don't know what earth ships are, you got to go look them up. I was watching a whole video on them this morning. But it's a really self-sustaining earth build. It's with tires and cans and bottles, and everything is, it also gives us the opportunity to see how far we've come and how things may change as we learn, grow, and evolve on our journey. Absolutely, that's what's good about a mission statement. Our own mission statement. Sometimes we do business plans, but do we do personal plans? Those are important to do because we want to know where we're going. What's our intention? So anyway, she's telling me that they've got this circle, and then they found the paper that he drew years ago, and sure enough, it is looking like what they're already building. She said they'd forgotten all about it. I'm getting kisses from the tree again. Hello. And I just thought that was awesome because when you have the intention for your life, your mission, your goals, and you're on the right path, like we talked about earlier, let's bring that back up real quick. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing according to your life's purpose, doors will open up for you. So as she's going through life and they're getting the trailer and they're doing this stuff, even though they have kind of forgotten what they had set out to do, their intention was always the same. And sure enough, when they finally get to this point where they're ready to start doing what they've been wanting to do, it was actually reflecting what they had planned so long ago. So I thought that was awesome, and I told her, I was like, I'm going to use that in my feed this week, because if we can keep on the right path, keep our intentions going, then we will see those doors open for us. So that's exciting. And the last thing with working on our last statement says it helps you share those goals with action. So if you are getting up every morning and you're going through your mission statement or your goals, or just your daily parts in the book that we talked about from the very beginning, you will be reminded of the path that you want to stay on. So, and it helps you create action with those. Oh yeah, I really wanted to do that. What can I do today to help me get a little closer to that I was wanting to go for? So that's what's nice about a mission statement. 3 people, stop it already. I hope they stick around. Well, 2 people. They're I get so excited. God's direction is becoming manifest. I love it. So happy for them. Thank you. So last night when I was reading this book, and I only have a few minutes left, so I just want to share this, and I'll explain how I explain it to my husband. So I'm reading this book, and Holly, you'll have to go. It's The Power of Intention. I found it in the dumpster. Yeah. And it says, try imagining a force that is everywhere. There's no place that you can go where it isn't. It can't be divided, and it is present in everything you see or touch. And as I'm reading this, I was reading it to my husband, and he says, well, no place do I see where it says God. It says the source. And I said, well, honey, sometimes as soon as you mention God to somebody, this is what's going to happen. Boop. And he said, so what? And I said, well, some people need to be fed slowly in order to bring them closer. And that's okay. If they're reading it, and I may say the source, or I may say the universe, I'm going to be attracting people to me, and eventually they will figure out what that source is and embrace it, and by all, it's God. And so as I'm reading it, I'm trying to explain, because he's like, so what? Just put it in there. It's God. There is no other. And I was like, well, some people have to be fed little bites. And then as I was reading the book, seeds must be planted first. That's right. And so I kept reading, and it says, because they were using the source as most of it. And then it said, O Lord, thou art on the sandbanks, as well in the midst of the current, I bow to thee. Thou art in the little pebbles, as well in the calm expanse of the sea, I bow to thee. O all-prevailing Lord, thou art in the barren soil, and in the crowded places, I bow to thee. So they used the word source, but they came to the source. So I thought that was really cool. They also used a word, a sorceress. And I was like, ooh. What they're saying, a sorceress, is somebody who uses the source, that comes from the source, and that's a sorceress. I was like, well, that's cool. I like being a sorceress. Feeding from the source, getting that love from the source. And so, anyway. Well, this has been awesome. I am so happy we came here today. You know, it was so hot when I got here. I'm sitting here waiting to come on. And as we went live, and I haven't noticed the heat at all. It's beautiful out today in sunny Florida. I was so glad it didn't rain. I really wanted to bring you all here to the Croatian State Park. Like I said, you should look it up. It's kind of cool how these people lived. And it's nice that they have kept it historic here in this building little city that it is. The Power of Intention, again, this is the book that I found, and he has got a ton of books and information out there, and it's really good, by Wayne W. Dyer. Again, the book that we are working out of is The Freedom Mastery. Again, I got it from Amazon, and we'll put up a link. I do have a YouTube channel starting up. I'll have to put some links into it. I'm trying to figure it out so we can experience life together through there also. And let's see, using God's divine direction and guidance, the ultimate. That is epic. Yes, it is. I love epic. So, that is going to finish our day off today. Again, go ahead and go back through, write those questions down, start trying to answer them for yourself. Try to work on, oh, so you know about Wayne Dyer. See, I'd never heard of him. And if you go back and watch the video, I was telling everyone that my mother and I went dumpster diving, and there were all these books in there, brand new books, and they all seem to identify with where I'm going right now. There was a dream book. There was a growing your spiritual life, the book of intention. I could not believe all the books that I found for free, brand new, in a dumpster. I was like, I took home like a stack of books, all brand new. Like this one didn't even feel like it had ever been even cracked open. Like I mean, look how it just like flops there. It's like brand new. It's a beautiful book. So go ahead, write your mission statement down. And I know it's like, it's keeping that intention going, following the passion, staying on the path. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Next week, I may be at the Botanical Gardens down in Naples, or I might be going to a pier right off the water. And my friend and I might be taking a drive, and hopefully we do. And no shame. One man's trash, another man's treasure. So thank you so much. I'm going to flip the camera around again, and you can see again the beautiful spot that my husband and I got married at. And I'm going to flip the camera. There it is, that mound right there. I'll go run over there real quick. I got married right here. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. And I am so excited to see you guys next week. Thank you.